Playing in the Big Ten is amazing.
Big Ten plays, fast, aggressive, tough, grit ball, so that's Big Ten play.
Playing in the Big Ten, obviously the Big Ten is probably one of the best in the country. So playing in this conference is extremely difficult. It's not easy. Each and every game, each and every player has to make sure that they're very detailed in what they have to do, and they have to play extremely physical.
Playing in the Big Ten is great. You're playing the top-tier competition every week. You're playing the biggest, the strongest, the fastest guys, and the smartest guys in the nation. So just to be in this conference playing is a blessing.
It's an aggressive conference where a lot of dudes who get drafted, and we just try to go out there each and every week and compete at a high level with those guys. It's a very physical league. You got to go out there, you got to have your chin strap buckled, and because these guys, they play extremely hard.
Oh, it's playing in the Big Ten is nothing like it. Week in and week out, you get to go against the best of the best. It's always gritty and grimy, and I love it. I wouldn't want to play in any other conference. You truly get tested each and every week, and that's the whole point of the game. If you're not playing, that's the whole point of football.
It's great. I love it. The fans always come out. They always support.
Actually step foot on those fields and, hear a little banter from the fans and, play in front of 100,000 people is, truly amazing and, something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
The stadium is electric. The guys are doing some of the chants that we even have. The crowd is going insane. The stadium gets real loud. QBs can't hear themselves call the cadence. I mean, it gets crazy in there.
It is tough. A lot of bigger guys, a lot of bigger guys. Physical, very physical in the Big Ten. And you just know that teams they have a lot of tradition of winning and success of winning, so you got to come with your A game or it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a very rich tradition, and it's an honor to, play in the conference.
This week on Our Football with Chris Ash, it was another Big Ten battle as the Scarlet Knights headed into Lion Country to take on Penn State.
And Barkley on first down is buried in the backfield. CJ on the exit.
We recap the action with the Scarlet Knights head coach.
Defensively, holding Saquon Barkley to 35 yards on 14 carries has to be a major accomplishment. What about the job your guys did in that regard?
Well, we did do a good job of limiting his yards and his opportunities, and we said at the beginning of the game, if we're going to have a chance to win it, that's what we needed to do, and we did that. Unfortunately, their skill at wide receiver and Trace McSorley, the quarterback, made some plays that put points on the board. We gave up 35 points. That's not a good day.
And look ahead to this week's road game against the Hoosiers.
What about the challenge for you guys when you play on the road? You come back, you work for the week, and then you go right back on the road.
Yeah, it's college football. It's football. Whether it's college or NFL, that's what you do. You just get used to it. You embrace it. We wish every game was at home, but sometimes it's fun to go on the road, take your show on the road, and test the brotherhood of your football team, and that's what we're going to do.
Plus, we see life beyond the game in full view as we catch up with Tim Wright, whose journey from Rutgers has taken him from the banks to the Super Bowl and now through the doors of his very own business.
And I opened up the Right Cut. It's been a dream and a passion of mine. Come on in, I want to show you guys what it looks like.
It's all on the menu as we present another edition of Our Football with Chris Ash.
Yes, sir!
Tenacity.
A lot of time, a lot of effort.
Play extremely hard.
Be consistent.
Aggressive.
bunch of fire and passion.
I represent New Jersey.
Chase that dream that we all want.
Just want to hear that cannon as you score.
Touchdown!
Atmosphere is electric.
Stadium gets real loud.
He demands, perfection.
When he asks for something, he wants it to be done.
Try to get to the dot. You quit.
To know that our program is on the rise.
Goes over the top and the toss is there. Touchdown catch.
This program going to another level.
Head strong on three. Head strong on three. 1, 2, 3. Head strong.
Our Football with Chris Ash is brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, New Jersey's largest hospital and health system. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Nissan, a win for your team is a win for you too. There's nothing quite like it, except driving a Nissan. This is Our Football with Chris Ash.
Hi, I'm Dr. Yvette Rooks, Chief Medical Officer for Robert Johnson Barnabas Health Sports Medicine. Stress is a part of life, but it's how we manage our life will make us successful. So take the time to take a deep breath, to smile, to meditate, to exercise, and to eat healthy. Those will all help reduce your stress.
On the road again. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Beck, along with the coach. Welcome to Our Football with Chris Ash. So this week, Rutgers will be on the road at Indiana. Last week, they took on Penn State in State College. And Chris, in that ball game, you were there for 29 minutes, down 7-6. But in this league, it's about playing for 60 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we just made too many mistakes against a really good football team. There were mistakes that we made in that game that we had made earlier in the year and still won. We're just not going to do it against a good team. They're going to exploit it, they're going to magnify it, and they're going to make you pay. And that's exactly what happened.
Kickoff. That's a mistake. Bad bounce for Penn State. The ball loose, and that's a free ball. Rutgers saying they got it, and they do. Rutgers recovers the opening kickoff just outside the Penn State 20-yard line.
Was that an onside kick to start the football game?
No, just a ball that got caught up in the wind, and he wanted to bloop it up and got caught up in the wind and went shorter than what we had anticipated, but it worked out.
You get the early field goal, and then you get another one after the longest drive of the season, going for over 7 minutes, and that's ball control, what you're looking for.
Yeah, it was a great drive. Just unfortunately, we couldn't put it in the end zone. Really thought Gus broke out on a long run and thought he was going to be able to get it in the end zone, but he stepped out earlier. And then we stalled out and had to kick another field goal. And that really, red zone and third down was really the difference in the game. Our inability to get first downs on third down, and then our inability to stop Penn State in the red zone. We're holding the field goals, and our inability to get touchdowns on the board.
You ran for 157 yards in this football game, and I thought you ran the ball very hard, and the line did a solid job.
Yeah, I'm really happy with our offensive line and the progress that they've made throughout the year and the continued improvement they make from week to week. We're running the ball well, and we're doing it pretty consistently right now. We're protecting the quarterback better. We're cutting down on some of our mistakes that we were having. We were having a lot of critical pre-snap mistakes. We had one Saturday, but we've cut those down and allowed us to play a lot cleaner at the line of scrimmage.
Now he's back. And Barkley on first down is buried in the backfield. C.J. Onyekchi into the backfield, making a huge play.
Defensively, holding Saquon Barkley to 35 yards on 14 carries has to be a major accomplishment. What about the job your guys did in that regard?
Well, we did do a good job of limiting his yards and his opportunities, and we said at the beginning of the game, if we're going to have a chance to win it, that's what we needed to do, and we did that. Unfortunately, their skill at wide receiver and Trace McSorley, the quarterback, made some plays that put points on the board. We gave up 35 points. That's not a good day. We did stop the run, like we needed to and like we was in our plan to win. Their skill and our skill in the pass game just was too much for us.
McSorley threw for 214 yards. He also ran effectively. You said last week on this show, going into the game, he was your big concern.
Oh, absolutely. He's a great player. I think he's the key to their offense. And he makes everything go. He's got the ball in his hands every snap. He's got to make a decision every snap, whether it's to keep it, to hand it off, and where he's going to throw it. And when he runs, he's very effective, and he's an outstanding open field runner. And then he can throw the ball up, and they got good receivers that can go get it.
McSorley under pressure. Bailey in the backfield, and Bailey with a sack.
DeCoven Bailey in this game had a sack, had a tackle and punt coverage, had a 4-yard offensive reception. That's 3 phases of the game. You can't ask for much more. And as I was talking to one of our producers for the show before the game, he's always buzzing around on kickoffs.
Yeah, he's always around the ball, literally, in all 3 phases. I'm really happy with his growth and maturity and his selflessness because he's doing a lot for our football team. He kind of likes going over on 3rd downs right now and doing some of the things that we've asked him to do the last couple of weeks. He's been outstanding on special teams this whole year in kick coverage, on punts and on kickoffs. He's been outstanding. And then we want to get him in the mix and in the flow a little bit more offensively, but I really like where he's at and what he's doing to help our team.
And the pitch to McSorley. McSorley to the edge, and McSorley gets pounded by Deontay Roberts. What a pop.
Deontay Roberts led you in tackles, 9 tackles in this football game. Has he been consistent in your mind?
Yeah, he has. I'll tell you what, he's been a warrior in there. He's played several games with a stress fracture in his foot. A lot of people don't know that. He could have easily bowed out and not played. He wanted to play, and he's played with pain, and he's played exceptionally well too. The improvement that he's made from last year to this year has been remarkable. He's a much more physical player. He reacts a lot faster, and he's making plays.
So was this Penn State game a little disappointing in your mind because you were competitive, you did have some great opportunities, but you were unable to punch it through?
Yeah, anytime you lose a game, it's disappointing. That's a very good football team. They were number 2 in the country for a reason. They've got good players. And, I measure our improvement from last year to this year. The score may not be a lot different, but the competitive style of the game, in my opinion, was a lot better. Up front, at the line of scrimmage, we were able to compete and fight, and I really thought we were a more physical football team up front. We're just not at the level on the perimeter with the skill players yet where we need to be.
Coach will rejoin us later in the program to talk about Indiana. But coming up next, we've got Tim the Barber on the plate. We'll explain in a moment as Our Football with Chris Ash rolls on. Our Football with Chris Ash is brought to you by UPS. With UPS Next Day Air, your package is guaranteed overnight delivery, so your Scarlet Knight gear can arrive just in time for game day. And by High Point Solutions. We deliver practical and strategic business technology solutions.
How you doing? Welcome to The Right Cut. My name is Tim Wright, Super Bowl champ. I'm an alumni at Rutgers. I played here from 2008 to 2012.
Down the field, and Tim Wright with the score for the Scarlet Knights. Rolls out right, throws for the corner, touchdown! Tim Wright's got it!
And I came back in the year 2016, and I opened up The Right Cut. It's been a dream and a passion of mine. Come on in, I want to show you guys what it looks like. So this is The Right Cut. We are one of the only fully professional, licensed and permitted barbershops and salon right on a college campus in the country. So The Right Cut has really been in my blood. Both sides of my family. On my dad's side, my great-grandfather was a barber, and he used to cut the community hair. He used to cut people in his family. And then that passed down to my grandfather, and he used to cut his kids and relatives around the neighborhood. Growing up, my dad used to take me to the barbershop because of the community aspect, the wisdom that was in the air, and the environment that was in the air around the Cornerstone barbershops that I grew up in. those are the reasons why we always around there every Saturday. At the age of 13 was the first time that a barber has ever messed up my hair. So my dad bought a pair of clippers and they were in my room. And I'm like, man, I grew up doing this stuff. Like, I'm always drawing. All my pictures is up in my grandparents' house and hanging on the walls, and I always had the best projects at school. It can't be that hard. So I picked up the clippers, I tried it, and from that point on, it was history. Like, every 3 or 4 days, I would want to cut my hair, and I just grew a deep love and a deep passion for it because it was a way of expressing art. I used to have a living room and a kitchen full of all my friends just lined up waiting to get a haircut. And what that did was it created a community within my own household. I would talk about life with these kids. I was basically being a mentor, being a role model, and shedding inspiration into their life. Further down the road, that's what really drove me to really want to start the Right Cut. We take all races, all ethnicities, all type of hairstyles, all type of haircuts, and we do it all. So we have the stylists and we have the barbers that are fully committed to giving whatever service you like. I got traded right at the end of camp. And when they said the name New England Patriots, like, I just lit up inside. Brotherhood of Rutgers guys that we had in the locker room, Devin McCourty, Deron Harmon, Logan Ryan, all of us came together, man. It was just a blast. It was really a ride. It taught me a lot about professionalism, how to prepare myself, and to come out there and get this ring, Super Bowl champion, man. I mean, like, it was something I can't really put in words, but all of those things really turned me to the man I am today, and I'm grateful for all of those moments. And back here we have a lot of different products that we offer. Some are other brands like Lay Right and Matrix, but we have our own apparel, the Right Cut apparel with t-shirts and hats, and pretty soon we're having a fall edition come out, so if you're stopping by, make sure you come and pick your merchandise up. And along with the Right Cut, we have the Right Way Academy, where this November, we're doing a hurricane relief fund for all the victims that lost their homes and lost loved ones and are in a bad situation right now. And we're going to give those proceeds and donations back to them. So realizing that NFL stood for not for long, what I did in my short time after my rookie year was create a foundation called the Right Way Academy. And the gist of that is basically giving somebody the platform so that they can achieve their goals, they can achieve their dreams, and they can be dream catchers. We want to be the driving force of energy to create those business opportunities, to create jobs, to give people better living situations, and overall just a better quality of life. University, just all the different classes that they offer and the different majors and minors that the school has, I was able to take different courses just to have a broad spectrum of, insight on all different phases. So I just really appreciate all that Rutgers has done for this platform, what it has done for my platform and turning me to the man and entrepreneur that I am today. So I didn't point this out before, but this is a unique piece that I wanted to add into the shop because I wore number 5 when I was at Rutgers, and it happens to be number 5 at the 5-yard line, and once you take that next step, it's basically like you're scoring a touchdown and you're scoring a haircut. So that's one of the cool things that I wanted to add in the shop. Being a head coach at any university, it's a task. It takes hours and hours and hours of applying yourself and really being dedicated to it. And Coach Ash and his group is doing a great job right now at Rutgers. The wins and losses can't really be reflected by the effort that's putting out because, like I said, that takes time to come on. But they got a great mission. They got a great team around them. If they stay with it and they stay to task, things are going to turn around. But there you have it. This is the Right Cut. One of the best, most cleanest barbershops that you have around. We're very modern. We're very engaged with all the technology and all the different innovations of advancements of technology that's out there, and we do it all. We're open for the community. We're open for the general public, for the student body, for RU employees, for everyone. So come on into the Right Cut and come get right.
So now it's on to Indiana, the Scarlet Knights in Bloomington, noon on Saturday. This is a football team that offensively can do a lot of things, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They're really kind of hitting a stride right now. They're scoring a lot of points. They're moving the ball. They're going at a very fast pace. They're throwing the ball a lot. I think they're averaging about 55 throws a game here in the last 4 games. So they're moving it quickly.
They lost to Michigan State by 8. They lost to Michigan by 7. They come up with the victory last week over Illinois. So they've got a little bit of confidence getting their first Big Ten victory.
Yeah, they've been a very competitive football team so far this year. They're tough. They're hard-nosed. They play with tremendous effort. They play with a lot of confidence, no matter who they're playing or where they're playing, and they've been fun to watch. I've seen them a lot in crossover film, and been impressed by what I see.
What about Tom Allen in his first year? What do you see in him?
He's picking up right where he left off last year. He came in there as a defensive coordinator and changed the culture on their defense and got them playing really hard and really helped that team, by what they did on defense. And he's trying to get that same mindset and mentality throughout the whole team.
Yeah, you're ready to go to the Olympics today. Look at you.
It's your last road game of the year, and I consider this a big football game. Have we said that before?
A few times this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all big. But this is a big one on the road. Indiana's a good football team, and we got to go play our best game to give ourselves a chance to come out with the W, and it's going to be a challenge.
Are you concerned with their ability to get sacks? They have 31 on the season. They had 8 sacks against Illinois.
They are a disruptive front. They move and pressure quite a bit to try to create confusion both in the run game and in the pass game with your protections. They're going to get their negative yardage plays, which is fine, but we have to make sure that we can capitalize and make them pay for some of those things also.
You're straight right there, man. Straight. Let's go. Go!
What about the challenge for you guys when you play on the road? You come back, you work for the week, and then you go right back on the road.
Yeah, it's college football. It's football. Whether it's college or NFL, that's what you do. You just get used to it. You embrace it. We wish every game was at home, but sometimes it's fun to go on the road, take your show on the road, and test the brotherhood of your football team, and that's what we're going to do.
But one thing we know, every game is a big game. Coach, good luck to you.
Yep, thank you.
That's it for this edition of Our Football with Chris Ash. We'll see you next week, everybody.